Let me soften this up with a story because I'm not even in my main notes yet. But it's the first weekend of the year. By the way, have you shared this stream yet? Because you need to make sure if there's anybody in your life that you love, that you care about, that is connected to you, that you want to see their life grow just as much as your life is growing, I dare you to go ahead and share this stream with them right now. Okay, here's my story. I was in middle school. I was in a singing group with my best friend Chaz. And Chaz, if you're watching, what's up, man? Get squad up, man. Jump on the team. I was in a singing group with my best friend Chaz, and I mean we were serious about this thing, man. We started in sixth grade and kept going all the way up through ninth grade, and the group went through several changes, but Chaz and I had a ritual every day after school. Really, no matter what, we were going to practice. Sometimes we practiced at his house, sometimes we practiced at my house, and sometimes, just for the hell of it, we'd practice near the local water tower. It was perfectly situated between our homes, between his and mine, and for the most part, it was unoccupied space. Now, the closer you get to me, the more time you spend with me, you'll realize the one thing that cannot be around me for too long is unoccupied space. If there's some space around me, I'm going to occupy it. I'm going to do something with it. Every house I've ever lived in, if there was an empty lot of land next door, it was mine. It's just something about space where I'm like, nah, I gotta. I just see when I see space, I see opportunity, and so then I just got to do something with it. You know what I'm saying? I see space, I see opportunity, and so I got to do something with it. And so there was this unoccupied space in between both of us, and we said, you know, we can practice here sometimes when we just need another way, another place to practice. So we're practicing one day, and we kept tripping over this annoying 4x4 size piece of wood. So we decided to move it. All right. I get on one side, Chaz gets on the other. We both lift with our knees like the responsible young men that we are, and we proceed to move the board. Now, within a few steps, I suddenly dropped, managing to painfully hold on to the sides of the board, keeping myself from falling into the hole that it was covering. Oh my goodness. Now, obviously, my adrenaline was pumping, my blood was rushing, and my best friend was absolutely horrified, terrified, bewildered, if you will. He was besides himself with fear and anxiety. I looked down, and all I could see was darkness. I was sure that I was at the end of my rope. Um, and I was somehow sure that this moment was punishment for sneaking into a restricted area. And isn't that funny how life can do you where you can grab certainty in the moment, even when you don't have that certainty grounded in anything? Because in that moment, the only thing I know is I know that we've moved this board, I've dropped, I've looked down, I can't see anything. But at that moment, I become sure that this must be happening, that life has a reason that this is happening to me. And at this moment, that life has an intent of punishing me for being in an unrestricted area. I am assigning intent to where intent does not exist. But even worse than that, I am also attaching certainty in the moment where there is no grounding for that certainty. But that's how powerful indoctrination is, where it gets you to the point where if something bad is happening, someone must mean it for my evil. And I am already preaching better than y'all responding. I guess it's because I'm standing up today, because because many of us have been taught, and many of us have gotten into the habit of assigning agency when we don't yet have understanding. All right, sure, somebody did something that hurt your feelings, but just because it hurt doesn't mean they intended it. Now, I'm not trying to excuse anybody for anything. I'm just trying to help us in all of our getting get some understanding. Can I get a hell yeah out of there? There is a part of us that is still stuck in that childish place where if you walk by a thorn bush and it scratches you, you go bad bush. But in all reality, it's not a bad bush, it's a bad relationship. Damn, you ain't bad, I ain't bad. I just got too close to something that wasn't good for me. Oh, can you live with that type of nuance? Damn, I didn't mean to get there, but in that moment, I'm attaching agents. Oh, damn. I'm attaching agency to the moment because this hurt, life must means for it to hurt. Because I'm scared, life must want me to be scared. Because I think I'm about to lose my life, life must want me to lose my life. I have inadvertently learned how to attach agency to a moment. Oh, good. Damn, this is good. Whew. So I imagined my family members would even dismiss my death as me getting what I deserved. You know, man, with tears in my eyes, watching the fear in my best friend's eyes, I let go of the board as I could no longer hold on. Now, obviously, you know the end of the story because I'm still here. Within less than a second, my feet were on solid ground. Chaz was still in shock from the drop, but suddenly realized that he wasn't hearing my fading screams. He leaned over the edges of the hole to see me shocked but safe. And with a smile that was quickly becoming a laugh, he asked, "What happened?" Still shaken, but relieved, I started stepping around the hole to demonstrate that in spite of what it looked like, in spite of the certainty that I had attached myself to, in spite of the impending doom that I had assigned to my life, I wish I had somebody out here. In spite of what it looked like, I was actually standing on solid ground. In spite of what I thought, in spite of, listen, just a few seconds before that, I was 100% sure that I was a goner. I was 100% sure that life had made its decision about me, that this moment had agency that I could not outpace. I did not have any type of understanding that could lead me to that conclusion, but certainty had led me there as it often does with fear. But when he asked me what happened, damn, this is good. I started stepping around the hole to demonstrate that in spite of what it looked like, I was standing on solid ground and looking up, fighting back laughter myself. I said, "Chaz, it looks like I'm safer than I thought." And if you're not too bougie, if you're not too mean, would you go ahead and just drop that in the chat? That in spite of what it looks like right now, I'm safer than I thought. If you got some friends out there who need some encouragement, maybe shoot them a text message real quick and just say, "I love you, and I want you to know that in spite of what it looks like, you're safer than you thought." I hope this is gonna encourage somebody, going to inspire somebody, going to motivate somebody, because listen, in the world that we live in, it is really easy to get caught up in the certainty of doom. It is really easy to go ahead and assign damnation to your life, to your circumstances. It is easy to go ahead and assume that you know that what you're dealing with is just the consequences. But I just want to remind somebody, like the old Black Baptist preacher that I am, I just want to remind somebody that you might be safer than you thought. All right, come on now. Most of us are afraid of the wrong things. Thank you for hanging around to the end. What we're doing here isn't a conversation just for the sake of conversation. The problem in our world isn't that people have stopped thinking, it's that they've lost places where thinking, belonging, and becoming happen together. Bridge City exists because too many people are thinking deeply about life, meaning, and the world we're shaping, and doing it alone. When inherited systems stop making sense, people don't just lose beliefs, they lose orientation, they lose rhythm, they lose a place where effort, curiosity, and care are shared instead of carried alone. That's the gap Bridge City exists to fill. Bridge City is not a belief system, and it's not a debate space. This isn't a space to sit back and consume, and it's not a space to be told what to think. It's a people centered community built around a simple, proven human rhythm. Weekly gatherings followed by ongoing connection. We gather weekly because connection shapes people and people shape communities, and because what we're building requires consistency, not moments. Over time, those connections become community, clubs, teams, shared projects, intentional relationships. Existing as intentional community allows us to create infrastructure, leaders, systems, local campuses capable of sustaining people centric programs and real world impact, community care, mental health support, housing, food access, youth development, and so much more. Belonging is the foundation, contribution is the fruit, and impact is the outcome. Bridge City is a place where conversation turns into practice, where reflection turns into responsibility, and where community isn't defined by belief, but by participation. If you're looking for a weekly rhythm that sharpens how you think, grounds how you live, and connects you to people who take both seriously, this is that place. If you still care deeply about people, progress, and the kind of world we're shaping, Bridge City is your place. Connect with our global campus today. Introduce yourself, join us for an upcoming Sunday session, and help us build what comes next. This isn't deconstruction as an identity. This is reconstruction as a practice. We exist to connect better, build better, and live better. I'll see you on campus. All right, that's all for today, family. Until next time, keep rising.